Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today my video is being brought to you by Janet Collections Isha Luxury Wig Fashion. They sent me over the whole system that they have for the can y'all see that? The whole system that they have for the lace glue and the primer and the wig remover. So this is the collagen vitamin infused water resistant lace wig bun. So that's that. And then here's the primer. And then also when you get ready to remove your wigs, you can use this here to remove the wig. So here we go. Okay guys, so we're gonna be doing like a little 90s inspired swoop bob. And so I just went to the beauty supply and got some hair because you know hair is really scarce to come by, and I just got 2 bags of the Milky Way Pure, the Remy, and I think I spent like $8.99 per bag, something like that, on the hair. So it was very inexpensive. And also I got a closure from the beauty supply by the Empire brand. It's a 4x4 closure, and this closure is full lace and it's a Swiss lace. And I think I paid $9.99 for this, and I just got it in the color 1B, and I also got this hair here in the 1B so they'll match. What I'm about to do right now is just go through and bleach the knots on the actual closure, and that's what you'll see me doing next. Okay, so again, this is the closure that I'm going to be using. It's a beauty supply store closure. I got it from the local beauty supply here called Ebony's, and they have a bunch of them. If you're in the Dallas area, DFW area, they have a bunch of these closures for like $9.99 whenever they open back up. So once April the 30th get here, I would run up there and get them. And they also have a smaller one for $6.99, and they're Swiss lace, but this is the brand Empire, and that's what it is. It comes in black and 1B and 2, I think. So okay, so this is the plastic that this came in. You just want to keep this because you're just going to let the closure rest on this plastic while it processes. So this is the actual closure once I took it out of the package, and it's pretty full. It's a 12-inch also, so that's what it looks like. I grabbed a packet of BW2 and also a 40 volume of peroxide to bleach the knots, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just using a large applicator brush. It's the Annie brand, so it doesn't have to be, it can be whatever. You can use a spoon, a plastic knife, whatever you want to do to mix it. It doesn't even matter. And then I'm just using this little bowl that I got, and I'm just gonna mix it up in here.
So I'm not gonna use all of it. Ooh.
I'm just gonna use enough to do this closure. So I don't know, let's see. Okay, so maybe about 1/3 of the pack. I'm gonna use about 1/3 of the pack of this BW2. I had a big container at work, but I forgot to get it, so I just had to get a pack, and I gotta keep this on reserve for whatever videos I got coming up next, because we ain't got no beauty supply. And then I just got a small bottle of this 40 peroxide, and it's the cream kind, so I'm just gonna lightly put a little bit at a time in here because I want this consistency to be really, really thick, like a paste. So I'm gonna put about, can y'all see that? I'm gonna put about that much in there to start off, and then I'll just mix it. And of course that wasn't enough, so I'm gonna put about the same amount in there again. You just want to get all of it incorporated. Of course, that's not going to be enough either. So you just want to put a little bit more in there. And you got to be really careful, especially right now because ain't no beauty supplies open. So if you mess this up, you out of luck. So it should be like a paste like that. See, you shouldn't be able to get it off of the applicator or the spoon or whatever you use, it should be looking like a thick paste, just like that. And that'll keep it from over bleaching the knots if you get it in a thick consistency like that. And of course, you see it's not that much in there because we only doing a 4x4 closure, so you really don't need that much anyway. I'm gonna take a plastic knife and get the rest of it off of here because we got to use everything we got. We got to use it all. So I'm gonna just get all of that off of there, and I'm just gonna use this knife to just smear it on without pressing it into the lace. Just put it like directly on top of the lace, just like that, really light-handed. You don't want to like smash it into the lace because you're gonna have to go and correct the knots after that. So if you don't have a lot of bleach, like most people probably don't right now, you don't have to do the whole thing. You can just do right around here and then right in the area where the party's gonna be. But I'm gonna try to do the whole thing just to make sure we have enough party space everywhere. But you wanna make sure all the areas are covered when you're doing this. And don't press, just kind of lightly glide over the knot so you don't press it down and over bleach the knots. Then that's another step you'll have to take to correct it. So okay, when you're done, you're done, your closure should look like this. If you have hair, see, this one doesn't have hair all the way over to the side, so you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't have hair. It's just, I just have hair where you see the bleach is at. So you just want to put that on there and then lay it down this way so that, you know, gravity won't take over and it's just going to start falling down into the hair. So you want to lay it down on the back side of the closure and just let it sit. You can sit it outside since you're at home and let it process faster if it's some sun out. I think that's what I'm going to do, so to go ahead and process it. You just want to let it sit. Really, if you got 30 minutes, you can let it sit on there 30 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, it should be ready to go. Especially with this 40 volume peroxide. So I'm gonna just sit it outside and then I'll be back. Okay guys, so we're gonna start off with just using, y'all know I like to moisturize the hair first, no matter what kind of style you're getting. So I'm just using a little bit of the pink oil moisturizer.
So just use coronavirus.
So just use as much pink oil moisturizer as you think you're gonna need, you know, to keep your hair moisturized under the weave. So I'm just gonna work it in. And you can use any kind of moisturizer or just something to moisturize the hair so that it's staying moisturized while it's under the weave. And it's not getting dry and brittle and about to fall out. So then I'm just gonna take my paddle brush and just brush it through. I believe she brushed it out too, but I'm just gonna go back through it with the paddle brush since I did go in and put the moisturizer on it. Okay guys, so I'm just gonna do a voiceover right now. So anyway, I'm just gonna part the hair out where I want it to, where I want the part to be in the closure, about in the area, not exactly, but just kind of getting a side part so that the hair will be laying flat and in the direction that it's gonna be going in. So just taking a little bit of the shining jam because I need like a little extra help when I'm braiding because my hands are so weak. And so I'm just taking a comb and some shining jam, and I'm just gonna do 2 big French braids, flat French braids for her hair, because this is going to be a quick weave, and we just want the foundation really flat. And we didn't have any rubber bands because otherwise I would have just pulled it back in a ponytail and did the quick weave like that. But since we didn't have any rubber bands, I just did these 2 French braids. So you just want to do something like you see me doing, and then you'll see how it ends up. Okay, so just do the 2 French braids just like that, and just tie them with a ponytail holder or something at the end, rubber band or clip or something. And then you're just gonna take your Got To Be free spray and just spray along the edges. You can also use some gel, Got To Be gel, or any kind of gel or edge stuff you want to use to lay that edge part down. But I'm just gonna use this free spray, brush it back with the little baby hair brush, little edge brush or whatever. And then I'm gonna go in with the blow dryer and blow dry it. So I'm just getting everything slicked back and just blow drying it with the blow dryer. Make sure everything is laid and back away from the face. Okay, so here I'm taking about 3 wrapping strips. That's 2 right there, but I'm going to use 3 wrapping strips. I'm going to stretch them out and then cut those 2 in half. And I'm going to get her to help me hold them. We're going to do a protective quickly because we don't want to put any glue on her hair. So we're going to use this, use these wrapping strips to cover her hair up. And you just want to make sure you have the strips everywhere that glue potentially would get. So you can just ask your client to help if you want, and just lay the strips across the head and then just have your client to hold them down. And then these front ones, I'm taking a little dot of glue and I'm connecting them to the strips that she's holding down. You don't want to put the glue on her, but if it's just one little dot, it ain't going to hurt your hair. So if you just lay the strip on your hair and you have to put one little dot on your own hair, it'll be fine. And then that last one I put on, and then here I'm going to go in with a beige stocking cap. I had some brown ones too. Probably should have used the brown ones, but these work just fine. You can use black if you want to also, because you can just put makeup on the cap if you don't have any tan ones, because I know everything is hard to come by. And so I'm just taking some little scissors and cutting the hole over the ears on both sides. And don't worry about it if you get a little run and it'll still work just fine. And just make sure that paper is tucked under there really well. And I'm just going to go in that section there that you see me pointing out and just spray my Got To Be free spray, because that's where the closure is going to lay it. So you don't want to really spray that free spray all over the edges, just where in the area where the closure is going to lay. So something like that. And then here I'm going in with a needle and thread, and I'm just going to sew the rest of the cap down. I know she got 2 French braids and they're probably not braided onto the area where I'm going to sew, but we're just putting a few stitches in so it won't hurt if you sew that area down onto the hair. So it'll be just fine. You just want to do this to make sure that the cap does not start lifting. This is totally optional. You don't have to do this if you want to. You can just go straight in and start gluing the hair. But if you put that paper under there, it's going to start lifting after a while. So it's best to just sew it down, and it'll make this quick weave long lasting. It'll probably last, the actual hair installation will probably last about a month or more. So you just want to sew, and it doesn't have to be any type of pattern. You can just sew, just put some loops in there and just get it sewed down so that the cap does not move. Okay, once you sew your cap down, it should look something similar to that. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get it sewed down, and that's how it should look. Okay, so here I'm going in, and I'm going to shampoo this closure. I'm using the Cantu shampoo. That's all we had. Normally, I would shampoo it with some purple shampoo, but since I don't have any, I'm just going to use that sulfate-free Cantu shampoo and conditioner. And so I'm just going to shampoo it twice and then condition it once. And you'll see me doing that here. You just want to make sure you clean it really good. Get all of that bleach out of there. And just saturate it and shampoo it really, really well. And you don't want to ball it up or like do too many hand motions. You just want to pull the hair down, because you don't know what type of hair this is, because of course this is beauty supply hair. You know all the time beauty supply hair is not great quality. So you just want to kind of like pull your hands through it or comb it straight down. Don't like agitate it as you shampooing it. So that's how it looks once I got done. I'm using my Gym Force blow dryer with the attachment on there, and I'm just blow drying the hair, blow drying the closure. And you can get the hair blow dried in a couple minutes, so that you just want to go through and just blow dry really well. And as y'all can see that the closure is already plucked, but I'm probably going to go in and pluck it just a little bit more. And then here I'm just going in and making sure that that got to be free spray is dried all the way. And then I'm putting a little bit on the sides where the actual braids are and where I sewed it so that the cap does not lift. And then I'm just cutting the excess cap off. If you have it if you spray too much spray or the spray ran and the cap stuck down a little bit further than you need, just peel it back, and then you can just peel it back and then cut the excess off that way. You just want to do that to both sides. And then here I'm going in with some 91% alcohol. If you can find some right now. If you can't, I don't know, you may have to do some soap and water. But yeah, I'm just using the end of the rest of the excess cap, and I'm just putting a little bit of alcohol on there and wiping it down. Here I'm using the primer, the lace primer from the Janet collection, the Isha lace primer. I don't know why I said Janet collection. And then it said put a thick layer on there. So I put a thick layer on there, blow dried it so the cap wouldn't move. And then here I'm about to go in with some, I think that's number 38 Fit Me foundation. I could have used concealer also, but I used some Fit Me foundation and a e.l.f. Foundation brush, powder brush or something. And I just put it onto the cap, and then I put some in like a T shape onto the closure. Here I'm just cutting the sides, that extra fabric off of that they have folded up on the sides off of the closure. You don't want that on, especially at the front. You can cut it all the way down the side or leave just some half of it on there like I did. So anyway, here's the Isha waterproof lace bonding glue, and you're just gonna put it on top of that area that you put the primer at. Okay, so you're just gonna apply one layer. Well, it says apply one layer on the instructions, but I'm actually gonna go and apply two, and then I'm gonna go back in and then like do some little spot sections with the lace that didn't get glued down. So I'm actually gonna do 2 layers of the glue, but it's pretty thick, so I mean you probably can just use one layer and be fine. But I went ahead and put 2 layers, and then I just used the end of the rat tail comb to spread it out. Just want something clean and dry that's not gonna stick to it to like spread your glue out. Excuse my arm and my ashy elbow that keeps getting in the video, but yeah. So you just want to spread it out in a thin layer. I put a thin layer, and it just looks really, really thick. So, but it dries really, really fast, and you can see it's already clear right there, and we had only had it on a few seconds, a few minutes, so it dried pretty quick. So I'm just gonna lay the closure down where I want it to lay at. Just apply wherever I want it to lay at, and I'm just putting it close to the ear, but not all the way down to the ear, because I'm gonna add some track. It's gonna be tracks on this side. So I'm just showing you here once I parted it out. How it looks, and that closure looks really good to be $10. So I'm just going in, I'm just kind of like laying down the little pieces that didn't get glue on them. So I'm just pulling them back, and I'm just adding a little bit more of glue, and also I added some more to the end because I didn't bring the glue out far enough. So I added a little bit more on the end right there. And I'm just going to run the blow dryer on like a medium heat, and so it can dry really fast. And then I'm just going to go ahead and lay it down. And this glue really worked good. This is my first time using this glue, and I'm really surprised with it. It worked really well, and I just thank them for sending it over to me to try. They also had the glue remover in that kit too, so once you get ready to take it off, you can remove it with the glue remover spray. So yeah, but this is what the closure is looking like. I'm just going to spray it with a little bit of Got To Be, put a clip up on it to get it out the way, and I'm going to tie it down with a black wrapping strip. You can use a scarf if you have one, or elastic band, or whatever you use to tie your lace down. You just want it to get melted. So anyway, I'm finna sew this closure down. I always sew my closures down even if it's a quick weave. So I'm starting in the middle, and I'm just gonna do one side first. So I'm gonna start in the middle and sew down and around, back around to the front on this right side, and then I'm going to do the same thing for the left side. So you just want to, I'm just doing like the little latch hook method of sewing, I guess that's what it is, but I'm just sewing it. It doesn't have to be perfect because of course this is a quick weave, and tracks are going to go on that little area that they left out with no hair on it. And then I use this Milky Way pure hair. That's 8-inch hair. The hair was only like $6.99, so I purchased 2 bags of it. And the first half of one of the bags, I'm gonna double the tracks, and I'm just gonna be concentrating solely on the back of her head. So I'm just laying those 2 tracks down, blow dry, and then I'm repeating it again. 2 tracks, blow dry. I'm using a 30-second glue, so the glue dries pretty fast, so you don't have to worry about it like taking a long time to stick. And so here I'm working on the side, so I'm just gonna go side to side. This is not gonna be like you know how you have the exaggerated little bang, so you're just gonna go work from side to side from this point on until you finish. So I just added the little piece that I cut off on the other side to make sure it was full. So I'm just going in with the other bag of hair, and I'm just going from side to side. You don't have to like over direct the hair or make it go over the eye, because you're going to use the closure for the swoop. And then here I'm just cutting a smaller piece to wrap around the side of the closure. And you just want to keep filling it in until you run out of space. Here I'm going in with my gem blow dryer and just making sure that everything is laid and completely dry. And that's how it should look once you get through gluing your tracks down. So I'm parting the hair out. And she's gonna get kind of like a deep side part. I'm going in with some of the wax stick. I think this is She's Bum wax stick. And I'm just gonna use my curling irons because I don't have a pressing comb. So these curling irons, these are iron curling irons from Sally's. I'm using those to press the hair down, and they did really good. Like, I didn't even need a pressing comb. I just put that wax stick on there, and then I just parted a little small section out and just pressed it, and they lay right on down. Okay, so that's the hair after it's the closure after I have laid it down. I took it out so I can pluck it. So I'm just going to pluck the part out a little bit more to get it a little more defined. Not a whole lot. You ain't got to do a whole lot of plucking, but I did just run the tweezers, down the part to make sure it was more defined. And I always start from the front and go back. That way I can hold the hair down and make sure the hair is not, that I'm not plucking, is not getting in the way or anything like that. And then here I'm just plucking a little bit in the front of the closure, just so it's not so bulky right there at the front. Looks pretty good. Okay. This girl, she is a mess. Okay, so here I'm just go right around the edges and pluck also right there so that it's just not so thick, because it still looks really dark right there. So I'm just going to go in and pluck some more of the hair out just to get a little of that bulk out. Okay, here I'm just gonna pluck out a little bit of the baby hair so they're not so thick. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just gonna take the tweezers and just run them through there and pluck a little bit of that hair. And then here I'm gonna go in with the some scissors. You can use an eyebrow razor or whatever you have available. And I'm just cutting it down probably like a 1/2 inch. And I'm gonna just cut all the baby hair that I left out about a 1/2 inch, and it should look something similar to that. And I just went back in with a little bit more of the edge stick, and I pressed it just a little bit more because I did go in and agitate it some with that tweezer. So, and then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of the Got To Be gel, the black gel, and then I'm just gonna take a edge brush, the brush for your edges. And I'm just gonna kind of like lay her baby hairs on. You're gonna see me transition from this doggone edge brush to a regular rat tail comb because I don't even know why I was trying it. But yeah, I'm just gonna transition to the rat tail comb because it's just much easier for me to get the baby hair to lay right if I use a regular old rat tail comb. And yeah, so I'm just giving her 3 little swoops with the baby hair. And some of the hair I'm pushing back. I'm not using all of the hair that I left out. Some of it I'm just taking it completely and putting it back into the hair. And then I'm just leaving that little piece right there that's going to be under the swoop. I'm just kind of combing it back. It doesn't have to be in any kind of little swoop or nothing. And then here I'm just going in with the blow dryer and the comb and just kind of pushing it and pressing the baby hair down and making sure that it's laid. Make sure it's perfect. Okay, here I'm just going in and I'm going to put like a big bump in the bang part in the area where the swoop is going to be, because we're going to be doing that 90s inspired swoop. And so I'm just putting I'm using my Babyliss, the 2-inch flat irons, and I'm just gonna section it off now. I'm just going with some Got To Be Free spray and then just comb and smooth the hair, kind of just start getting in the direction that I want it to go. Take another slice of that hair and section and just spray some Got To Be spray on there and just comb and smooth. Just start getting the swoop the way you want it to go. And then here I'm gonna take my last section, spray some more Got To Be Free spray, and also comb and smooth it. And you just want to kind of take your time with this swoop because it's gonna look a mess if you don't take your time with it. If you try to just hurry up and get it up in one little whop, it's not gonna be smooth. It's not gonna lay correctly. So you just want to take your time and get it. She was telling me how far out she wanted the swoop. So, and then I just went in with a little bit more of the Got To Be Free spray. And then I'm just smoothing it around. I'm going to take a metal rat tail clip. Not a metal rat tail, a metal clip, and put it right there just to give me a little bit of extra security while I get it swooped around. And I'm just going to go in with my blow dryer and get it blow dried. I'm going to spray a little bit more of the Got To Be Free spray on there just to make sure everything is holding and secure. And I'm just going to keep going in with my blow dryer until I feel like it's set the way I want it to be set. And I'm using the end of my rat tail comb to just help keep everything in place. And then here I just went in with 2 regular bobby pins. And I'm just putting them in there discreetly so you can't see it. And your swoop should look something like that. You can do it bigger or small if you want to. It's totally your preference. I just decided to go with that size swoop. And then here I just did the rubber band method on her bob because we're just cutting it into a bob. And you can just use a rubber band, a ponytail holder, and just cut it straight across, and then you'll have a bob. And then all you'll have to do is just go in and make sure everything is even in the length that you want it to be. So this side, this right side came out a little bit longer, so that's what I'm gonna do is just go back in and trim it up a little bit. But pretty much if you use the rubber band method, you cut it in one cut and you got a bob. So it should look something like that. So anyway, I'm going in with a little bit of hairspray by Proclaim. And I'm just going to section the hair off and take kind of like some medium-sized slices and just bump it with the 2-inch Babyliss flat irons. Not a real hard bump, but just kind of slightly bend it under. And so you'll see me doing that there. And so I'm just doing it in sections. Probably each row I'm doing about 3 to 4 sections. So and you just want to make sure that the top part of the hair is straight without leaving any dents in it from the flat iron. So you want to be careful about leaving any dents in the hair, especially if you're doing like a blunt style. You don't want any kind of dent in there from the flat irons. And I'm just doing the chase method to make sure everything is smooth and straight. Okay, and then I'm just going in. I'm going to do the same exact thing with this back section. Okay, here I'm working on the last little side. She's going to wear it behind her ear. So I'm just going to get it straightened with a little bump also. I'm just going to do it in like 3 little sections, probably 3 to 4 sections. And just, again, just bump it ever so slightly. Like you don't want like a huge bump in there. I mean, unless that's what the look you're going for. But you can just put a little slight bend to it. She's going to wear it behind her anyway, so you don't really want it to be like too tight. Now I'm just going in with a little bit more hairspray. And I'm just going to pull that hair behind her ear because she didn't want it not behind her ear. Spray a little bit more of the hairspray on there. Make sure the swoop is completely perfect. And that's a look right there already. That's really, really cute. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go back in with that 338. I think that's 338 Fit Me foundation. I'm just going on a little tiny little brush. I can't remember what this brush is called, but I'm just using it to like sketch out her part, you know, just define the part just a little bit more. And that looks really good like that. Okay. And then I'm just putting a little bit of foundation just like in the little cracks of the thing. So, and I had these little rhinestone pins that I got from Ross, so you can get those from Ross for a few dollars. And I just decided to clip those little pins on the side, add a little bit more hairspray, and there's the finished look. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you guys for watching.